The objectives of this topic is to study the domestic transfer pricing. This topic is based on 2 books. Managerial Accounting written by Garrison, Noreen, and Brewer. Management and Cost Accounting written by Drury. For more information, please visit the e-learning platform. By Karim Sharf. In a decentralized organization, decision-making authority is spread throughout the organization rather than being confined to a few top executives. Except in very small organizations, top managers must delegate some decisions. For example, the CEO of the Hyatt hotel chain cannot be expected to decide whether a particular hotel guest at the Hyatt Hotel on Casablanca should be allowed to check out later than the normal checkout time. It makes sense for the CEO to authorize employees at Casablanca to make this decision. As in this example, managers in large organizations have to delegate some decisions to those who are at lower levels in the organization. The top management must authorize employees to make some decisions. The advantages of decentralization are as follows. It enables top management to concentrate on strategy, higher-level decision-making, and coordinating activities. It provides lower-level managers with the decision-making experience they will need when promoted to higher-level positions. It often increases motivation, resulting in increased job satisfaction and retention, as well as improved performance. It acknowledges that lower-level managers have more detailed information about local conditions that enable them to make better operational decisions. It enables lower-level managers to quickly respond to customers. The disadvantages of decentralization are as follows. Lower-level managers may make decisions without fully understanding the big picture. There may be a lack of coordination among autonomous managers. The balanced scorecard can help reduce this problem by communicating a company's strategy throughout the organization. Lower-level managers may have objectives that differ from those of the entire organization. This problem can be reduced by designing performance evaluation systems that motivate managers to make decisions that are in the best interests of the company. The cost center has the lowest autonomy because the manager is responsible for only costs. Investment center has the greatest autonomy because the managers are responsible for both sales revenues and cost and, in addition, has a responsibility and authority to make working capital. Segment is a part or activity of an organization about which managers would like cost, revenue, or profit data. Examples of segments include divisions of a company, sales territories, individual stores, service centers, manufacturing plants, marketing departments, individual customers, and product lines. A transfer price is the price charged when one segment of a company provides goods or services to another segment of the company. The fundamental objective in setting transfer prices is to motivate managers to act in the best interests of the overall company. While domestic transfer prices have no direct effect on the entire company's reported profit, they can have a dramatic effect on the reported profitability of a division. Example X has 2 divisions. And B Division A manufactures advanced computer microchips, and most of its production is taken up by Division B, which assembles computers. There are 3 primary approaches to setting transfer prices, namely negotiated transfer prices, transfers at the cost to the selling division, and transfers at market price. A negotiated transfer price results from discussions between the selling and buying divisions. Cost-based prices set transfer prices at either the variable cost or full absorption cost incurred by the selling division. Transfers at market price use the open market price for the transferred good. Negotiated transfer price results from discussions between the selling and buying divisions. Negotiated transfer prices have 2 advantages. First, they preserve the autonomy of the divisions, which is consistent with the spirit of decentralization. Second, most appropriate where there are market imperfections for the intermediate product and managers have equal bargaining power. The transfer price is always a tricky issue, of course. The selling unit would like to see it as high as possible because they argue they can get a better price in the market. The buying unit always tries to push it down, arguing that internal sales are risk-free business that doesn't generate marketing or selling expense. The range of acceptable transfer prices is the range of transfer prices within which the profits of both divisions participating in the transfer would increase. The lower limit is determined by the selling division. The upper limit is determined by the buying division. The minimum transfer price acceptable to the selling division is equal to marginal variable cost plus opportunity cost. Remember, the opportunity cost equals the potential benefit that is given up when one alternative is selected over another. The opportunity cost is usually the lost contribution from external sales. There are two scenarios. Option 1: in this situation, opportunity cost is zero because internal transfers do not reduce contribution from external sales. Option 2: opportunity cost exists used when external market exists and supplying division at full capacity, spare capacity or idle capacity is the capital equipment which is not currently needed for production. Firms like to have some spare capacity available to meet sudden increases in demand for their products and to be able to maintain production. The maximum transfer price acceptable to the buying division will be the lower of external market price if an external market exists. The net revenue of the buying division. The net revenue of the buying division means the ultimate selling price of the goods services sold by the buying division, less the costs incurred by the buying division. Let's take an exercise. Here you are the answers. Question 1. No productions constraints, and we have a spare capacity. Therefore, the opportunity cost equals zero. Question 2. If the division can buy externally for 55, what will happen? It would be illogical to make the components for a variable cost of 60 dirhams each, and the external price is lower than the variable cost. Question 3. Do the actions of division buy and division sell in part B lead to goal congruence? Both divisions are acting in a way that is in the best interests of the company overall. By buying externally for 55 dirhams, division buy is saving the company 5 dirhams per component, since the cost to the company of making the components is 60 dirhams. Let's take another exercise. Question 1. What product would Division Red make, and what would be the monthly contribution of the division? Division Red would clearly make product Z, as this generates the highest contribution per unit. Total contribution would therefore be 20,000 per month, or 5,000 times 4. Question 2. Division Blue has asked Division Red to supply 1,000 units of product Y per month. What would be the minimum transfer price that would be acceptable to Division Red? The minimum transfer price acceptable to Division Red for product Y is variable cost are 9 dirhams plus opportunity cost are 4 dirhams. So the minimum transfer price equals 13 dirhams. Question 3. Division Blue now informs Division Red that it can buy product Y from an external supplier for 11 dirhams per unit and is not prepared to accept a price above this from Division Red. What would happen if both divisions are given autonomy to make their own decisions? Comment on whether this is acceptable to the company as a whole. Division Red would refuse to sell for less than 13 dirhams, so Division Blue would buy externally for 11 dirhams per unit. Both divisions are acting in a way that is good for the organization as a whole. Although the variable cost to the company of making product Y is only 9 dirhams, the opportunity cost of 4 dirhams is a real cost. The cost to Division Red of producing product Y, and therefore the cost to the company as a whole, is 13 dirhams per unit. By buying externally for 11 dirhams, Division Blue is saving the company 2 dirhams per unit. Let's take another exercise. Question 1. Calculate the maximum price that Division F will be prepared to pay for 1 kilogram of the chemical. Question 2. Calculate the minimum price that Division I will accept for 1 kilo of the chemical. Question 3. Comment on the performance evaluation issues if a transfer price of 500 dirhams is used. If a transfer price of 800 dirhams is used, suggest an alternative transfer price that would lead to a fairer evaluation of the performance of the two divisions. The answers are shown in the next slide. Take a minute and review the answers. In general, companies use negotiated transfer prices when there are market imperfections for the intermediate product and managers have equal bargaining power. But negotiated transfer price can lead to non-cooperative atmosphere and suboptimal decision. The agreed transfer price can depend on the negotiating skills. The final outcome may not be close to being optimal for the whole company. Given the disputes that often accompany the negotiation process, most companies rely on some other means of setting transfer prices. Suboptimization occurs when different subunits each attempt to reach a solution that is optimal for that unit, but that may not be optimum for the organization as a whole. Many companies set transfer prices at either the variable cost or full absorption cost incurred by the selling division. The drawbacks of this approach include: 1. If cost is used as the transfer price, the selling division will never show a profit on any internal transfer. The only division that shows a profit is the division that makes the final sale to an outside party. If there is no profit margin built into the transfer price, then the selling division has no incentive to cooperate in the transfer. 2. Cost-based transfer prices do not provide incentives to control costs. If the actual costs of one division are passed on to the next, there is little incentive for anyone to work on reducing costs, no incentive to reduce costs for seller. 3. Doesn't reflect market conditions. Transfers at market price. Use the open market price for the transferred good. A market price is often regarded as the best approach to the transfer pricing problem. This approach encourages efficiency. Supplying division must compete with external competition. There are three primary approaches to setting transfer prices, namely negotiated transfer prices, transfers at the cost to the selling division, and transfers at market price. Take a minute and read the information of this slide. The principles of decentralization suggest that companies should grant managers autonomy to set transfer prices and to decide whether to sell internally or externally. While subordinate managers may occasionally make suboptimal decisions, top managers should allow their subordinates to control their own destiny, even to the extent of granting subordinate managers the right to make mistakes. Optimization of the goals of different departments of the entire organization. Suboptimization occurs when different subunits each attempt to reach a solution that is optimal for that unit, but that may not be optimum for the organization as a whole. The objectives of domestic transfer pricing include creating greater divisional autonomy, providing greater motivation for managers, enabling better performance evaluation, and establishing better goal congruence. Greater divisional autonomy equals divisional managers should be free to make their own decisions. A transfer pricing system should eliminate the need for head office to tell divisions what to do. Goal congruence equals transfer prices should encourage divisional managers to make decisions which are in the best interests of the organization as a whole. Better performance evaluation equals transfer prices should be fair and allow an objective assessment of divisional performance. The objectives of international transfer pricing include lessen taxes, duties, and tariffs. Less taxes, duties, and tariffs. The purposes of transfer pricing is to intentionally move profits between divisions or locations. Take a minute and read the information on your screen. Thank you for watching.